everybody, it's live from Deanne Fitzpatrick studio and it is December the 10th. Welcome to the studio. We're just getting ready to teach you a whole bunch of things today. And let's see, I've got my little calendar here and I can tell you what we're going to teach you today. Here we go. Today we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about using the right hook. I think that's really important. I always want to make sure that people get the right hook for them. Hello, Anne from Kentucky. Just making sure that we are actually live. Yep, we're good. Here we go. And we're going to talk about finding the right hook. I've got some wool boxes. We've got a few wool boxes left over from one of our efforts on wool box, and it's looking really good. So I'm going to show you that. We have just a few left though. And I want to talk about waiting for the muse. And everybody talks about the muse when they're talking about art. And I want to talk again about the harbor and the Sunday letter. Remember, I wrote a Sunday letter. Did you guys read it? Did anyone read it? Did anyone read the Sunday letter this week? And how did you find it? And I want to talk about a gift I received. And I want to show you that gift. And then we have a new yarn I want to show you. And we have the wool boxes. And I also have a couple patterns that we put on sale. So I'm going to pass it over to Angela. And I'm going to also start a new rug, so I'm going to show you that too. So I'm just going to switch out here, Angela. Flip the camera. There's Angela. Hi. Okay. And there you go. So today I'm getting right relaxed with you guys. Like I feel like I don't know, I feel like a lot of the same people show up each week and there's always new people. So it's always good to teach you how to hook. And we're going to show you today how to use different hooks. Now, different hooks do different things. This is the hook I learned on, this little hook here. And it's basically a lot like our studio hook. And it's what I use all the time. It's the hook that I am most comfortable with. But there are a lot of different hooks. And I like to work with different makers. So this is a man from Ireland who makes these hooks for us. And this is kind of a ball hook right here. And sometimes people, like my mother would have held that hook. Better get a strip of wool. My mother would have held that hook kind of like this. Went down. Brought the end up. And some people like a bigger shank because when they go down, it really opens up the loop. And it makes it, of course, when you open the loop, because of the linen, the way it is in burlap, it just sort of slips back into itself. It's like a door swinging shut. So I think the hook is a lot about how it feels in your hand, but it's also about the size of the shank. So a lot of people prefer to have, like, probably for this, I think you could use this for anything, right? But traditionally, see how I'm tangling up there? When you have something really small and you're using a big hook, it's harder to catch. And then you're opening up the hole almost too wide for the size of the yarn. Does that make sense, Angela?
It does.
Yeah, so it's going to slip out really easy. So if you're using finer yarns, you're probably going to go with, now I love these hooks. This man just passed away. We have about 20 of his hooks left. And he's made hooks for me since I was a very small business working in my home. And we will miss him. And so if you have a fine hook and you want to use a fine yarn, then this is beautiful. I love this hook. It feels a lot like my hook, the one that I'm using. Now, if I go back, see how I don't have as much control, and see how with this big one, if I'm catching the linen, right? So this is for this probably would be really good. A big hook like this would be really good for a wide cut of jersey. So just watch. See? I'm opening it up and it's coming right with me. I was always amazed at my mom, how she hooked. This is a very nice hook. If you want to hook wide cuts of cloth, man, look at that. Okay. Now this is a bent hook. I'm going to show you how my mom hooked too. So with the bent hook, it has a good size hook on it. The bent hook, you kind of hold it in your hand like this. You wouldn't hold it like this. You would hold it like this. And so you go down. Whoops. See, I'm not so fast when I'm using other hooks that I'm not used to, right? Just takes me a little while. There we go. There's your bent hook, and you're holding it like this. Now, some people find this hook kind of more ergonomic than other hooks, and they like trying a bent hook. We have all these hooks on our website if you're interested in trying them. If you live near here, you're welcome to come in, and you can sit at our frame and hook any of them. So it just goes like that. Now, my mother, when she hooked, she used a hook like I did, basically, which is our little studio hook. And I'm going to get a cut of cloth here, and she would go like this. This is my favorite hook right here, like this. This is what I'm used to, and this is what feels comfortable. She would bring up her loop, then she would bring up another loop, and then she would go like that. She would want them to be exactly the same height. In this case, we cannot say like mother, like daughter.
I was just going to say, that's so different.
No, my mother and I weren't alike in a lot of ways. Now I'm like, I do a lot of things that she used to do. And when I'm laying in bed, I can, the way I lay. So there we go. That's how my mother hooked, like that. And she would go like that every time. My mother didn't hook from the time she was 5 years old until she was almost 70. And in the last few years of her life, she made about a dozen mats. She started hooking again when I started hooking. So that's how some people hook. Now I, on the other hand, would take the same hook and I would go like this. So I go down and I kind of make a twist. So when I go down, I just go, I'm pushing that open from the back, like I kind of push it open, and then like that. Now, here is another Irish hook, and you can see the shank is much smaller, and so let's try that one. Let's try that with sort of a thicker yarn. We'll use a 3-ply Briggs & Little, which are now on our website. Got all the Briggs & Little on our website. That's nice, it's smooth. And then there is the Addy hook. Now the Addy hook is also touted as an ergonomic hook because you have this little resting place for your thumb, and I have to say it is very comfortable. It's soft right here, so it lays against my finger here. And with the Addy hook is a lot like the hook that I use. It has this one, there's different, you can get different sizes in it. But that's the way you would hold that hook. And some people also use this for crochet. We sell a lot of them. I have never used it to any great degree. I really have never hooked a mat other than with our little studio hook. That's about it, like my little hook. And I put a grab on my hook. It's a cushion. This hook I've had for years, and it's a cushion that I put on, and I just glue it. And all it is, it's from like a dollar store or a Business Depot or whatever. It's a grab-on for a pen, and I cut it and I glue it on with white LePage's glue, and it stays great. So what am I going to hook today? Let's talk about, many of you took our design course. I'm going to pull all these out. So that was, oh, I didn't show you the willow hook, and this is my neighbor. How dare I? So this is my neighbor. He makes this hook, and they all have this top on them. And we also have a hook from the island that I don't see here, but I'll show you that another day. So I like this hook that he has a little indent made for you, and he has a nice brass ferrule. He makes the hook himself too, as does our hook maker from the island hook. And this is very comfortable because you get a nice little place to rest your hand. And if you have a larger hand, it might fit right in here, right? Which is nice. Now, mine doesn't quite fit in there. But yeah, this is also great hook. Isn't this something like what you use?
Yeah, I have this hook. I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice. So my neighbor, Leslie, makes this, and he also makes our gripper frames, and he does a great job. And then my neighbor on the other side of us, Grant, makes our shed-a-camp frame. So we try as much as we can to get a lot of locally made. Or, you know, I don't mind ordering from Ireland either. Like if it's an independent maker, then that's a beautiful thing. People who are working with their hands to create beauty every day, I'm all about it. Okay, so now it's a time to design. So I don't know what I'm going to make. I have no idea. And you know why? You know why I'm here doing this off the cuff? Because I don't wait for the muse, and that's what I want to talk about today. There's this idea sometimes in art that you have to be inspired. I tell you what inspires me is making. Making always makes me want to make more. So I'm going to mark myself off a space here. And we sold a lot of the rugs. We sold a lot of rugs on Good Friday, and we were able to give really good donations. All the staff, everybody picked where their donations went, and Angela's went to the LA Animal Shelter, Ange.
The Lillian Albion, yep.
The Lillian Albion Animal Shelter, and we gave money to cancer care, and we gave money to a mental health project in the community. We gave money to the Bridge Workshop, which is a workshop for mentally disabled. And who else? Oh, we gave some to the food bank. There was a lot of different places, and we spread it out. We did. We had a good time giving some of that money away. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, not wait for the muse. So what am I going to make today? Well, I feel like I'm kind of on the spot, to be honest with you, because I haven't got a clue. So, right now I've been making a lot of field rugs. This was our webinar on Saturday, and the webinar went good. We're really hoping to get that video up. Ange, did it get up on Vimeo yet? Or
I hope so.
I hope so. We're having trouble uploading it because it's so large, and that's what the delay is. So we may have to divide it in two and upload it. So let's see. What are we going to make? I feel like I've been walking, and there's been these. Remember I showed them to you yesterday? I say I've been walking like I never walk, but there's these like winter. There's these winter. What they are is Queen Anne's lace, all gone dead for the winter, and they're all brown and gray and white, and I feel like I want to make those. I don't know. They're just like seed heads, eh, Ange?
They are.
So I showed them to you yesterday because we are working on a new course for this time next year. And right now today, I'm ordering materials for the kits for the online winter course, which we're not announcing yet. We won't announce that till January. But we will be doing our traditional online winter course in January. We've got so much on the go.
We do.
But we have a lot of people working with us. So I'm going to do this like these seed heads because they were making me happy. Every time I see them in the morning, I stop. And this morning I stopped and touched them. Had a look at them, and I thought, what would they be like if I brought them inside, these dead plants? But I guess, yeah, they're dead. So what I'm going to do is, I got these seed heads, so this is going to be kind of browns, and then this is going to be like grass, and there's a kind of a fall, kind of a water thing going on over here. So there's a river, like the Napan River, and that's going to be kind of like that. And so this is going to be trees. When you sketch, are you like this, Ange? Do you just get really rough?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's because of you, because usually I don't. But after you said just take a sketchbook and do random quick sketches.
Just helps. So the first thing I'm going to do, and the first thing I do for a lot of my projects, is just go to my bin and see what I got. And so this is all, like, I look in there, I see this down here, and I feel like that's going to belong in here. And just gonna, this is the colorway here. Like, that's going to be the colorway of this thing. So that's the nice thing about having your colors together. When you have your colors together like this, you have a color plan sometimes, or a place to start. So I'm going to start here with this. That's kind of wintry and good. And, oh, this is perfect. Big merino. Okay, all right. And, oh, that's good too. So that's why I like to have my colors organized in here. Like this you know, to me, this is winter. I know winter is this, but it's also this, right? It's also this just sort of browns and bronzes, and sure would be nice to have a bronze, like, well, that's not exactly bronze, but I think that belongs. So that's going to be my palette for this piece. I'm just getting started, so maybe I'll hook. Orientation would be in this is to make a seed head like all one color, but these, you know, it's way more complex than that. So I'm gonna just working from my imagination, right? I'm gonna just do this, and
Vicky's saying to bring in the Queen Anne's lace, let it cool and dry, and then spray it with hairspray
oh,
to keep the seeds intact.
a spray it with hairspray.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vicky. So this, using different colors here will, and using this fine yarn, I think will give it that seedy feeling. I'll fix that up there, okay. Hoping, you know, not sure, right? What are we sure of? I mean, but I know that I want these seed heads to be interesting, and I don't want them to be just all one color. But basically this color here, which I think is Briggs and Little Forest, looks like it to me. So I want to tell you about the harbor and the online course for the winter. We've had a lot of new people register for 2020. Now the great thing about the course is that if you register for 2021, if you registered in 2020, you automatically get it. And so like if you register for 2021, you'll automatically get 2022 free. You know, you only have to pay once. So it's an ongoing course. So I decided at first that I was just going to use the same materials, but I've been making new material already, haven't we, Angela?
We have.
So you'll have all the content from 2020, and then some new content. We have the core content, but we're adding some new content. Now, the thing I want to tell you is that if you go to our website and you go to courses and you scroll down there, it'll say 2021 Harbor Relaunch. And it will, inside of there, at the bottom, there's a video. And it'll be 3 women who came to the studio here to talk about their experiences in the harbor in 2020. And it's a course about deepening your creativity. It's about self-understanding and self-knowledge, and about using your artistic talent to make your life richer, I think, really, and about developing your artistic talent and taking time for it. So if you go on there, you can hear what people had to say about the course. And there's all kinds of reviews about the course, too, on the harbor, so you can go on and see. All right, so there is my 2 seed heads right there. Now I'm going to introduce another one because they're not all going to be the same. I'm going to introduce, and this is a good one for a seed head because it's a ragwool, and means that it's like gray and beige mixed together. So there's my seed head. Don't think I'm going to put the big merino in the seed heads because I kind of want that sort of feeling off the little bundles. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use like a color like this, like a really dark color. Could be gray, or could be even, no, it's not going to be the plum. It's too pretty, you know? So I think I'll just use like a 3-ply dark gray, and I'll make the stems like that. And I'll probably like hook them twice so that they stand out because I want to have the background in there. And then I'm going to put I'm probably going to put greens in behind here. We'll see. What else are we doing today, Angela? So that's the lesson for today, was about our hooks and all the different kinds of hooks, and about and how I'm using an idea from a walk this morning just to create a rug, and then I don't wait for inspiration. I don't wait for the muse. I find that if you make work, the muse comes. So some of you I know are like scared to do that, to just draw on your linen and draw on your burlap. And I know that because you've told me. And I told you the things that I'm scared of. I'm scared of all kinds of things. Like I was scared to move into this space when we first moved into it. I was scared to travel alone, for years. And then I did start taking short flights alone. It happened to me when I was 28 years old. I was 27 maybe, and I was pregnant on my son, and I was flying, and all of a sudden I got this feeling of, I'm scared. It never occurred to me that it wasn't just me, it was me and my son. I was pregnant, he was in my belly, and it really made me, after that, traveling was more difficult for me. And I never really liked to leave my children when they were little. Now it's different. I'm a lot more comfortable, and of course none of us are traveling right now. But I said to you on Sunday that, I'm scared to be in a big international airport by myself. I've never, been alone in the Paris airport, for example. Or, it's just something that I'm not sure of. There's all kinds of things that each of us are not sure of. But that doesn't mean that we let them hold us back. If we want to do something bad enough, we do it. And that's what I would challenge you to do today and these are the kinds of things that we do in the harbor all the time. We do all these different activities and I think, Angela, it might be a good idea for us to do one of the activities in a video sometime and put it out during the next couple of weeks so that people understand the kinds of things that happen in the harbor, like where we're right? But I would challenge you to just sit down at a piece of linen without an idea and just take your Sharpie marker and just sketch. And if you really need to, do it in your sketchbook first. But just take the blank linen and just see what happens. Why not? It's just, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to turn it over and you're going to have to do it on the other side. And then if that doesn't work out, you have a piece of linen that's perfect. Just perfect for a hit and miss rug, which is a great rug hooking tradition. So you can just, or you can just do a red abstract on it or a blue abstract or whatever. So there's nothing, there's nothing in terms of creativity. It's just to sit and try it and see what happens. And it can be that big. And if it's just that big, it's really not much of a risk at all. I promised you I'd show you the wool boxes. So I just wanted to tell you to sign up for the Sunday letters if you haven't. And we got a few things to show you. This is my mess over here. I'm working on this winter's online course. We have 2 patterns on sale on the website. One is hand-drawn home. So if there's any Newfoundlanders there, it's normally $119 on linen, and I think it's marked down half price. And then we have this one, which is the Seven Sisters rug. And we only have 3 or 4 of each of these. Should we show them the rug, Angela? Because I have it hanging in my studio here, and I love it. So this rug, it's 7 trees. And that pattern, I think there's 5 or 6 of them left, and it's on sale. And they come with the color, these ones come with the color picture. They're all wrapped up. And they're really nice. And if you want this, you have to call the studio, okay? It's a wool box. One day, I told Susan too many, so we had a few left over. So with the wool box, every month, you want to do the reveal here. We'll open her up. It just comes all wrapped up like this, and you get a card. It tells you. Sometimes there's a little note from me like this. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes there's a little treat in there. This one didn't have a little treat, so this was the inspiration, my neighbor's house. And this was what was in the wool box. So we have this beautiful coral and blue wool, and then we have a hand-dyed chunky yarn, and then we have a natural yarn, and we have 6 nice big swatches. So there so someone was asking yesterday if we have, if you can just order 1 wool box. No, you can't. It's a subscription. So you just join the subscription. You can cancel at any time. I mean, you can order 1 and then I guess cancel your subscription if you want. You could do that. But the intention is that it's to build your stash. So this was based on this image. And lately, we used to just put a postcard in here, but lately we've been putting a note card in here so that you can write to somebody. So if you want it, call us, okay? Just call the studio if you want it. It's 1-800-328-7756. So there's that. And then we just dyed Sparkling Selena in Blueberry Fields. Greg just dyed it. So there it is. See, that would be really pretty in here. That speaks of winter to me too, in a different kind of way. Like that might be really nice up here. See that? Oh my gosh, that is nice. That might be nice. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I might use one of those myself. And I want to talk to you about a gift, right? So this beautiful gift came in the mail and I want to show it to you. And I'm not going to say the person's name because I'm going to write them directly. But it was wrapped up in wool, which I'll use. And it was her tea from her favorite tea. Her tea tin from her favorite. Somebody just called and ordered a wool box, I bet. Her tea tin, and she painted it, and it's painted beautifully. It's her favorite tea, and she saves the tins. And then when I opened it, there was this beautiful box. And then inside was this beautiful card, or book, I guess, a handmade book. And she said, maybe I should read the letter. I'll read a bit of the letter.
It's right there.
Oh, it's right there. Thank you, Angela. I'm sorry. Are we gone over time?
We got 1 minute.
We got 1 minute. I can feel it, yeah. A wonderful boss told me once that I only had to say thank you once was enough. It's hard to say it only once, mostly for all you do and all you give to the world of art and rug hooking. And she said that the whole thing with this is made second-hand and recycle items. She did not go out and buy anything, paper, fabric. She loves rug hooking and tapestry, and she's originally from Buenos Aires. And she wanted to use my words. And look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So here's the thing she wrote. Make things big and small. Create your beauty. Say a thought. Set yourself in a way that your beauty, that your new comes out, because your new is as important as everyone else's. Show up and do and make. These are her words too. Wake up and rejoice about everything. I don't want to waste my days. Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. And we know who said that. Mary Oliver. She's a poet. Show up, make, finish, start a new one, finish, and create. Be deliberate with your days. And if needed to begin again, just do it. But don't forget the old. Oh, I just think this is so beautiful. The peace of making is needed. Your thoughts are pearls to you, to your body, to the world. Ask yourself when thoughts are dark. Do I want that feeling that thought offers me? It's just such good advice, right? When your thoughts are dark. And then in the back, she has create beauty, and she has these beautiful birds. And it's all drawn on. And thank you very much. It's just such a wonderful, beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
So thoughtful, and like, if you have someone who says something, and I think we should, you could only make a special gift for somebody once in a while. Like, you don't have time to make amazing special things like this for everybody. But if you know somebody in your life, not me, please, just somebody else, I think it would, like, she stitched all on here, wouldn't it? And it doesn't have to be this. It could be a hooked rug. Just you could put the same thought into. You could put the same thought, so it's love, feel, create, beauty. And the thing that I think is that this is in this tin, and I'm going to put the letter in with it. And I'm just going to put it on my studio wall because it fits in really good here. The red painting, and I just know that if I'm ever feeling kind of not so sure, I can open that. And I do that sometimes with different emails that somebody will send me or something. I'll save them, or a card, I'll save them. And I'll just leave that here. And I just know that somebody was thinking about me. And I think that's really nice. And I kind of, you know, it doesn't make me want for that to happen to me again. What it makes me feel is I want to do that for somebody else. So I've already gotten that. But we have this opportunity with rug hooking to make something special for somebody. We know how to use our hands, and we are so fortunate. So I was gonna give a little rug to somebody that I was thinking about, and I had picked out one from here, but now I've kind of decided that I'm gonna just take the time and make the perfect little rug for them, because I'm giving it to them because I admire them, and I think they have a special bright light. So I want to make sure that I put a little effort into it, and instead of just pulling one off the wall. I'm going to do that in the next few weeks. So that's it for today. We talked a lot today. We talked about finding the right hook. We talked about the great new wool boxes that we have a few left of, and we talked about not waiting for the muse. We talked about showing up, and we talked about how we talk about a lot more of this kind of thing in the harbor, and we talked about gifting, making like a special little gift for somebody. And so I'm going to do that. It's a little wedding gift, and I'm going to make that. You got anything to say, Ange?
No, I'm good.
Lots of people here today, I hope.
There are, yes, over 300.
Oh, great. And please share. You know how much it means to me. And do you want my spiel? That when you teach someone how to hook a rug, you just don't know what you're teaching them. You just don't know the gift you're giving them. You just don't know what a difference it's going to make in their lives. It could lead to community. It could lead to friendship. It could lead to them understanding themselves better. It can lead all kinds of places. It could just lead them to make their home a more comfortable and warm place, and their evenings like nicer. So that's it. That's my spiel. Please share. God bless everybody, and thank you very much. I appreciate it that you come every week. And I'm getting I don't know if you notice it, but I'm way more relaxed with you guys. I feel very comfortable. Thank you. Thanks for making it so easy.